Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're looking at a metal that's, well, it's been making some serious waves. Quietly, maybe, but powerfully.
Definitely.
It's redefining its place, really, driving prices to levels we haven't seen in almost 14 years.
That's right.
We are talking about silver. In 2025, it's surging near $40 an ounce.
Almost $40, yeah.
Yeah.
Significant levels.
And this isn't just, a market blip. It feels like a fascinating paradox. How can something so ancient, so historical,
Mhm.
also be this, unsung hero for our high-tech future?
It's a great question.
So our mission today is to unravel exactly why silver seems to be reclaiming its throne, ancient wealth and future ingredient.
Both things at once.
And for this deep dive, we're leaning heavily on a really insightful article. It's by Doug Young, published August 31st, 2025, in the Gold IRA Company's Bulletin.
Exactly. And like you said, this isn't just another price spike. It feels more like a profound market transformation.
In a transformation? How so?
Well, we're seeing this kind of perfect storm. It's driven by silver's really unique dual nature.
Okay.
You've got this squeeze from exploding industrial demand, a quiet but really significant return to its monetary roots.
Right.
And this tightening supply situation that's, well, it's finally getting the attention it probably deserves.
So a lot converging at once.
Yeah. Get ready for, I think, a really insightful look into why silver is just commanding the spotlight right now.
Okay, let's unpack this then. It's easy to think of silver as just, I don't know, poor man's gold, or maybe just an industrial thing.
Sure, that's a common view.
But it's clearly more complex, isn't it? What is it about silver that gives it this distinct dual identity? And why is that so critical right now with prices soaring?
You've really hit the nail on the head there. That's the core of its unique appeal. You see, unlike gold, which is almost all about being a monetary asset, a store of value,
Right.
or copper, which is, nearly 100% industrial, silver genuinely straddles both worlds. It functions both as a tangible asset, for wealth preservation, and as an essential industrial commodity.
Ah, okay.
So this dual role, it means its valuation is incredibly multifaceted. It's dynamic.
So it gets pulled in different directions or maybe pushed by different forces?
Exactly. And as silver pushes these decade highs now in August 2025, understanding that dual identity is absolutely central. It's key to deciphering its current market behavior. It's not one or the other driving it. It's really both, influencing the price at the same time.
So this fundamental tension, or maybe synergy, between its practical use and its legacy as wealth, that's what makes it so compelling.
Precisely.
But here's where, for me, it gets even more surprising. You mentioned its monetary roots returning, central banks buying silver.
Mm-hmm.
That honestly surprises me. I always thought, gold was their main thing for reserves. What's really behind this shift? How significant is it?
It is surprising for a lot of people, but it's actually a profound signal. We are witnessing a quiet, yes, but significant trend, central banks diversifying beyond just gold. Nations like Russia and Saudi Arabia, for example, they've been actively adding silver to their national reserves.
Wow.
Actively.
Yeah. And this isn't just, a couple of countries making quirky investment choices. This movement, it signifies what some are calling the remonetization of silver.
Remonetization.
It basically means there's a growing global recognition of silver as a valuable monetary metal again. It's sort of reasserting its place alongside gold.
Now, some might argue, couldn't this just be a blip? Maybe a niche move by just a few countries. Are we sure this remonetization is really a global game changer? Or are we perhaps overstating its impact?
That's a fair question, definitely. But I think the implications are broader than just counting the number of countries doing it right now.
How so?
Well, think about it. When central banks, these sort of bastions of monetary stability, start to actively accumulate an asset, it fundamentally shifts perceptions and demand dynamics.
It sends a signal to the wider market. Exactly. It puts silver in a truly unique position compared to other purely industrial metals. It adds this new layer of foundational demand that really hasn't been prominent for decades.
Sort of reevaluation.
It is.
Yeah.
A reevaluation of its fundamental worth, not just as something you make things with, but as a store of value, especially in an uncertain global economy. This revival, it fundamentally reshapes how silver is viewed and ultimately valued.
That's a powerful point. So that's the central bank angle, this nod to its monetary past. But what about the physical market right now? What are the signals telling us about silver's actual availability? Are we seeing signs of immediate demand pressure, scarcity?
Oh, the market is absolutely signaling something critical there, and it's a strong indicator of physical scarcity.
Okay.
We're observing backwardation in the silver futures market. Now, for listeners who track these things, you know that's rare, and it's a powerful signal.
Right, backwardation. So explain that it's when the immediate price is higher.
Exactly. It's a condition where the immediate spot price for silver actually surpasses its futures price. Normally, futures are higher to account for storage costs, time value of money, things like that.
Got it.
So what backwardation tells us is that there's intense, immediate demand pressure and a scarcity of the physical metal right now. It means buyers are willing to pay more to get silver today than for delivery down the road.
And we're seeing that.
Yes, recent data confirms it. Spot silver prices briefly surged past futures prices. That's a huge red flag, really. It suggests inventories of deliverable physical silver are quite tight.
So real supply challenges.
Pointing to genuine supply challenges in meeting near-term demand. It's telling us the metal isn't as readily available as maybe some assumed.
Okay, so this isn't just futures market games. There's a real crunch potentially on the physical side.
It strongly suggests that, yes.
And speaking of supply, what does it mean for silver to be classified now as a critical mineral by the U.S. government? That sounds pretty formal, pretty significant.
It is significant. In 2025, silver was added to the U.S. draft list of critical minerals. And that designation, it isn't given lightly.
What does it signify?
It reflects silver's strategic importance, yes, for the economy and for national security, but maybe more crucially, it highlights significant vulnerabilities in its supply chain.
Vulnerabilities? Like what?
Well, here's a crucial point, something many people overlook. Silver is mostly obtained as a byproduct.
A byproduct? You mean it's not mined for itself primarily?
Largely, no. Think about it. Most silver is extracted when mining other metals, zinc, lead, copper, even gold.
Huh. That's kind of ironic, isn't it?
It is. This metal, so critical for our future tech, is basically just a passenger in someone else's mining operation.
So that makes its supply dependent on the demand for other metals.
Precisely. This dependency puts silver supply at significant risk. If, say, copper mining slows down because of an economic downturn or regulatory changes.
Then silver production drops too, even if silver demand is high.
Exactly. Regardless of the specific demand for silver itself.
Yeah.
So if those primary mines slow down, that silver supply bottleneck just gets tighter and tighter.
Wow.
And just to put it in perspective, the total market value of all the silver ever mined in history, it's still smaller than some single major global corporations.
That's incredible.
It really underscored the potential imbalances we could see. Demand growing rapidly while supply remains constrained by these odd byproduct dynamics.
That dependency makes it incredibly vulnerable. Almost like a codependent metal. Okay, that makes perfect sense. So that's the supply side, ancient echoes, modern vulnerabilities. But what about the other side? The demand. This ravenous appetite for silver. Where is it truly indispensable now, especially as we electrify everything?
The industrial demand side is truly exploding, especially when you look at emerging green technology.
Fine tech, right.
It's not just important, it's vital. Silver has unique properties, like its exceptional conductivity, the best of any metal, actually.
Right.
So think about its role in solar photovoltaic panels. It's a critical conductor there.
Solar panels, got it.
It's also essential in electric vehicle batteries.
Yeah.
And then countless electronic devices that power our everyday lives. Your smartphone, medical equipment.
That's
everywhere, pretty much. And as the world pushes harder towards a more electrified, more sustainable future, silver's role just keeps expanding.
The scale must be huge.
The broader implication is immense. Some projections are actually quite staggering. By 2050, so not that far off, really.
Yeah.
Solar energy applications alone could potentially consume a major share of all currently known silver reserves.
Wow. Just solar.
Just solar. That's a massive commitment of a limited resource to essentially one industry sector.
That's hard to wrap your head around.
It is. And then you layer on top of that the widespread government support for energy transition initiatives, increased electrification of transport.
Right, EVs and everything else.
Exactly. You can see how industrial demand isn't just growing nicely, it's accelerating rapidly.
Yeah.
Making silver increasingly critical for global technology and, frankly, our green future.
So silver isn't just a commodity anymore. It's literally like a foundational element for the future we're trying to build.
That's a good way to put it.
And you're saying this whole story, this narrative, it's actually reflected powerfully in the price charts themselves.
Absolutely. For those who follow technical analysis, the charts strongly reinforce this narrative of a potential major price rally.
How so? What are they showing?
Well, when we look at the really long-term charts, think quarterly, even annual views, silver has decisively broken out above some significant historical resistance levels.
Breaking through ceilings, basically.
Exactly. It's reaching highs we haven't seen since back in 2011. That's a very strong signal in itself, suggesting renewed momentum.
Okay. Any specific patterns?
Yes. And what's particularly compelling, especially for chart pattern students, is this developing cup and handle formation.
Ah, the cup and handle. I've heard of that.
Right. And this one has been forming over, get this, 45 years.
45 years. That's huge.
It's a massive long-term base. And in technical analysis, this is seen as a classic highly bullish indicator. It traditionally presages really significant upward momentum once the handle part of the pattern completes and breaks out.
And have we seen this before with silver?
We have clear historical precedents, yes. Prior major bull markets in silver, back in 1980 and again in 2011, they followed similar large-scale chart formations.
Leading to big price surges.
Very substantial price surges. So it suggests the market might be building up enormous energy for another potentially large move upward. It hints at an explosive future, technically speaking.
That's a strong technical case then, adds another layer to the story. Okay, so bringing it all together. This monetary renaissance, the critical mineral status, the absolutely exploding industrial demand, and these bullish technical signals. What does it all mean for the future trajectory of silver prices? What are analysts forecasting? And importantly, what should listeners keep in mind if they're watching this market?
Well, looking at analyst forecasts for silver prices for 2025 and looking beyond, they are overwhelmingly bullish.
Mostly positive outlooks.
Yes. Now, obviously, there's a natural range in these projections, right? But some of the more optimistic forecasts are projecting prices potentially above $50 in the medium term.
Above $50, that's a big jump from near $40.
It is, with general expectations of gradual appreciation continuing through 2030.
Okay, but there's always a but, isn't there?
There is. And it's important. While the bullish case is compelling, our source material is quick to remind us, and it's true, silver isn't a smooth ride.
Notoriously volatile, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's very sensitive to industrial demand trends. If global growth slows, that could hurt. It's sensitive to geopolitical jitters, shifts in monetary policy.
Like inflation and interest rates?
Precisely. And even, there are often concerns voiced about potential market manipulation in silver. So it's absolutely vital to stay informed and understand these complex interacting market forces.
Good caveats.
And crucially, as always, this information we're discussing is for educational purposes. It doesn't constitute financial or investment advice. People need to do their own research.
Absolutely. Well, this has been a really compelling deep dive. It highlights this potent combination of factors driving silver's momentum right now, that quiet return to monetary roots, the critical mineral designation, burgeoning industrial demand for our green future, and, as you just laid out, strong, positive technical signals. It's a truly fascinating convergence.
It truly is. And maybe a crucial takeaway here is that while the case for, significant upward movement in silver prices looks strong on many fronts, the interplay of these supply constraints we talked about, the global economic shifts, investment flows, it all creates inherent uncertainty, both around the timing and the exact magnitude of any potential price surge.
So the direction seems likely, but the path and the peak are still uncertain.
That's a good way to summarize it. So staying informed on all these diverse market factors is just essential for understanding silver's evolving role in this changing global economy.
Okay. And as we close out this deep dive, maybe here's a final thought for you, our listener, to mull over. Silver really does seem to stand at this unique intersection, doesn't it?
It really does.
It has this profound historical monetary significance that ancient rolled as wealth, and at the same time, this absolutely indispensable role in the future of green technology.
Ancient value, modern necessity.
Exactly. So what does this dual nature truly suggest about its long-term value, and maybe its potential to shape global industries and economies in the decades still to come? Something to think about.
Definitely something to think about.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We encourage you to continue exploring these complex and frankly very important topics. Until next time.